I always told you.
Show it to me again.
She said, someone is upstairs here. There's someone in the house. She says, I'm in the kitchen. She says, I'm petrified. I can't move. You've got to come back here. Because I really tried to keep the downstairs, free. Kind of like you guys can have the upstairs. Whatever you want to do.
You just don't want it to come downstairs.
I need the downstairs.
Right.
Yeah, I need the downstairs. It slowly deteriorated. It really cooks up, about 3 a.m. It was physically exhausting for me to go into the house every day. The feeling was overwhelming. It got more and more brave. And, I was like, what can I do?
Has there been any type of attempt to investigate or document any of the activity there by a group or any photography or video or anything like that?
Well, no, and see, I think, I've always, some of me does not want to hear what is being said.
So what we should say first of all, right, is, and I guess we forgot to mention that, I went through and distinctly found a spot where I was able to sync up the audio so that we know the layout of these two pieces of video and audio are completely synced up in real time.
That's pretty cool.
So when you see the start of the video, that's the start of you guys' camera rolling on Cody and the Estes Method. And then my camera picks up while Russell and I are, we were 75 yards away or so. We were far enough away that I
couldn't hear you.
No.
When you guys were talking while we were doing it.
No, and there was barely, it was interesting that what I was able to hear in the audio down here on the monitors when we were mixing was that I said something and I recognized it was the same thing that Cody said while in the Estes Method, and I could hear it just ever so faintly, and I isolated it and on these timelines over here, you can look right up there and it'll show you.
Over there, guys.
Yeah, right on the timeline. This was the point that I was able to match the audio signals up. So from this point forward, I knew everything was in time, and then obviously this way, everything is in time for whatever's here. So having said that, let's watch it now. I'll take it full screen. Place freaks me the fuck out, man.
Talking.
I just swear. All right, so right there, the very first fucking word Cody says is talking. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Haunted houses. I think there's a little bit more to unpack here from what we've seen. One of the things that having when we did our initial discussion, okay, I feel like you really fucking blew off the God thing.
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
Back me up, Cody.
After I say this place is freaking me the fuck out, the very first word, what do you think of that? Honestly.
I mean, for me, I don't really...
Don't think that's weird?
No, not really. On
All
that
right.
one.
That was weird. You don't think that was interesting?
No. I mean, I don't believe in gods. I don't believe in ghosts really at this point. So it's like, you know, it's hard for me to take any clearance in any of that.
What would have it taken for us in the because we have the film back now.
Russell and I went over there, and when he and I went over there, we took the 16 millimeter camera, which I haven't got the film for that developed yet, but I'm going to. And we shot 16 millimeter. He shot me with the Olympus, and we were just kind of chatting, and then we decided, we started asking some questions.
Yeah.
This was more a test of the Estes Method, too. We're going to discuss that, but I'm convinced it's somewhat legit. I swear to God, in the intro, I think there's a fart every time. Do you hear that?
No.
Bro, I'm telling you, Cody farted.
It wasn't me.
Liar. I mean, there's nobody here, so if curtains are moving and stuff, that's wild.
Right now?
Let's just start with that. What do you think about that?
See, that's the first one that I'm like, all right, kind of.
Because of the curtain moving thing? Did you see a curtain move?
I did see a curtain move, yes.
Tell me about that, because I get fucked up every time I go someplace. Somebody says, "I saw a curtain move," and I'm like,
"What would have it?" But here's what I'm gonna ask: What would have it taken? What would have it taken for you? Were we in this situation right now? That we are. Let's say now you were a believer. What would have it taken for you, your grandpa, to appear and say hi, or what would it take?
While we were at the house, you mean?
Anywhere now? What would it take for you?
Oh, for me to actually see
what
something.
would?
I did really think that I saw the curtain move inside, which is why
I'm not doubting
I thought
you at all.
somebody was in there, which is why I thought somebody was in there.
Now, what would it take for you?
Oh, for me to actually see
what
something.
would? And what does that entail?
Anything.
Give me the simplest example of what it
Okay,
would
I'm
take.
sitting there driving my car, and a lady in white appears, or I'm walking and somebody pops up, and then they're just gone. Or somebody pops up in here right now and is like,
Are we
or books start flying off the shelves or something like Ghostbusters.
Are we in a 4-door 67 black Impala?
Yes.
Listening to classic rock?
Yes, we are.
Oh, okay. I
We're
wonder who
carrying
you
on
are.
my way.
I already know who you are.
It looked like somebody was peeking out to see if people were outside.
what window was it? Was it the lamb window? What I'm calling the lamb window, where I think Eric. Let me find it on here. I'll pull up the picture right now.
Yeah, okay.
This window I call the lamb window. Right there. Here, I'll blow it up. Right there. Because that to me looks like a fucking face. And it looks like the god that Aleister Crowley supposedly summoned, Lamb, a man standing by the door. So I have no idea what it was, but that made me think of that whole shadow figure thing. Silence your fucking phone, motherfucker! I'm just kidding.
That was Cody's phone.
Was it really?
My phone is always on silent.
Stab. No, I'm starting to realize that this is totally...
I was stabbed.
This is the point I synced us up on. Did you move a curtain here? If you move the curtain, I'm watching. Move it again.
Your call.
What do you think about that?
That is the first one where I'm like, all right, that's a little weird. And I think I even said, but I thought it was because you guys were... I swore that I thought you guys said... I think you guys said something, what I heard at least, was you say, all right, we're going to start now or something like that. And Cody said, right now? And I was like, you can hear me if you up our audio. You can hear me being like,
that's what I see.
Oh my gosh.
I know, that's
he
what...
said that, and I thought you guys said this, but when you listen to it synced up, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but it does make a little bit of sense.
Well, and if you move the curtain, I'm watching. Move it again.
Your call.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, that's the first
I can
one
see
I'm like,
in all the windows. there's some huge blank spots here, and then all of a sudden I start asking questions, and look, there's multiple hits. So I think that's interesting too. I just wanted to mention that quick.
Yeah, but I mean, there's also hits when you're not asking questions.
Hold on now, Sassas. What about that head shaking?
There's also hits when you're not asking questions. The first couple are when you're not asking questions. So.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
but I'm on the side of Russell as a skeptic. So
I agree. What did you say there?
I think you said all right.
Or is there other?
All right.
I'm skeptical.
Yeah, he's the Matthew McConaughey of spirits. So
you got to make me believe.
Radio.
That's the lamb window I'm talking about. I was just shooting that window in my. I mean, you don't know that, but that's where I was pointing my camera. Yeah. That's the window I was thinking about. That's the window that I was specifically looking at, and I was at that specific moment thinking about how creepy it was that I, in my mind, think the face in that window looks like Lamb, which is a demigod.
Weren't you also singing?
I was. This particular moment, I vividly remember I had a hymn stuck in my head that I had to play the next Sunday. And so it was weird that then you hear the word God there. I mean, it's weird to me because of that significance that only I know, because that's what I was experiencing, right? Like, so, I hate you.
The Estes Method shit that I watched on the Hellier thing, you just don't get, like, responses. You don't, like, do you even believe in a spirit box at all? Like...
Probably not. I mean, it'd be cool if it worked, but anytime I've ever used one or done anything, it's just never really worked.
If you have, do you remember that word, or you remember saying that?
I remember it was like a lot of background music, and then it was like clear as day. It's like, if you have, and I was just like, oh. Okay. It's just, and then went back into that little white noise.
All right, so if you have. Anybody think that is even in remotely anything? No? Of course. All right.
I have more questions is all, and I'm probing you. Probe.
I don't know. All right. So, of all these, what are we saying? How many of them are compelling?
The one that we actually synced the video with.
This one? Let's listen to that one. If you move the curtain, I'll watch it. Do it again.
Your call.
I think that is the most legitimate thing that we have right now.
Okay. I like the God one myself. For myself, like I said, I'm going to say that was odd. That one, I thought that was extremely odd to me. There's a bunch of these faces in
God.
Place freaks me the fuck out, man.
Talking.
That one I like too, honestly, but because that was the very first thing he said, and I was kind of monologuing there, but I felt like I was monologuing about the house because I
think the spirits are on you for monologuing?
No, man, I just think they know I was scared to be there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like being in a fucking house.
All it said was talking. It didn't say stop talking. It just said talking.
I don't know, but I just thought it was weird that it was like
talking. It wasn't even talking. It was talking.
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 All right, fair enough.
Talking.
I thought we haven't seen Hellier yet, all of us yet.
No.
But we know enough about the Estes Method to talk about it, right? In the sense of we're all on the same page. The Estes Method, to me, is it doesn't prove or disprove anything, but it's a set of checks and balances that sort of make the method a little more scientific in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I felt like it was just like being in a room, you know, being in that helmet and just seeing, like, I don't know, it was just really weird. It was.
I'm going to try it. I mean, I will try it at some point.
Eric, you need to try it as well.
I think we should try it, all three of us again.
What I found interesting about our session was the amount of responses we got.
Oh, yeah. A shit ton.
Yeah, and that is not really normal. I mean, let me lay it out for you this way. You've all seen Ghost Adventures where people go out, they take the spirit box, they do the sweep. We've all seen that shit.
Yeah.
And you hear the stuff, and they even flash it up on the bottom of the screen and all that shit.
Which is like, it's like a record playing backwards.
It's totally subjective, right?
Well,
the reason why
something in your head of what you think it should say, and then you hear that.
Yes, agreed. It definitely is a situation where there's no scientific method to that. Next episode is the question has been posed: are singers lazy?